because with just 1 point separating the sides, whoever wins this one wins the duel. It's down to Ian Oswalt and Michael Jaffe. Oswalt, the 141-pound junior, originally hailing from Lower Borough, Pennsylvania, going up against Jaffe, the senior from St. Charles, Illinois. Jaffe on the season, 12-15, going up against Oswalt, who is 10-15. And you wonder just how this matchup's going to go, knowing that it could come down to a mistake. Does that mean that the wrestlers wrestle a little bit defensively? Or does someone try and be the aggressor, knowing that a single takedown could loom large, particularly in this first period? Oswalt trying to defend it, and he gets turned onto his back. That was close. No control, though. No control. Not yet, anyway. But Jaffe battling for it. Jaffe was close. There's no control. Can they get him turned? Boy, this match already looming large. We're at stalemate. And Oswalt's defensive wrestling to survive almost the initial takedown or worse. So it remains scoreless, back to neutral. These fans came in here expecting an outstanding duel here at the tail end of the season, and they have been treated to it. Biggest lead that either team had was very early, as after Saito and Rothrock came up with a pin and a major decision, it was 10-5. After that, Harvard rattled off a couple straight victories at 174 through 197, and they were able to take the lead, but it was never gotten out of reach. Semenenko and Joyce, big wins for Brown at 285 and 125, and Nogel's victory at 133 have made this anybody's game heading into this final matchup of the night at 141. Oswalt on top, but a precarious position for both wrestlers. They get that right ankle, the turn! No control! Oswalt tumbling over, the two somersaulting one another as we get to short time, and now Oswalt's in trouble. 1, 2, 3, it's a near fall 4, and that will bring an end here. The crowd's so loud you couldn't even hear the horn sound, but a near fall 4 for Michael Jaffe to end the first period, and Oswalt in a big hole. They gave him not just the takedown, but then the near fall, so it's a takedown 3, near fall 4, and it's 7-0 Harvard. And that can happen. A huge turnaround in short time for Harvard. There's an escape point for the Crimson as well. But Oswalt, at this point, he's got to go for broke. Trailing 8-0. It doesn't matter how Harvard wins, they just have to win. And they will take this hard-fought duel and improve to 4-6, heading into EIWA conference tournament action coming up in a couple of weeks out in Lewisburg at the home of the Bucknell Bison, where Brown was last weekend. Battled hard against the Bison, fell 30-12 last Saturday. Again, Brown will wrap up their regular season tomorrow. 3 o'clock start right here inside the Pizzatola Sports Center. Right here on ESPN Plus, taking on Sacred Heart. And then got some time It's not this coming weekend, but the following Friday, Saturday. So 2 weeks from today is when EIWA championships will start out in Lewisburg. You can see all that action on Flow Wrestling. Final 30 seconds of this second period, and what looked like a very tight matchup turned in just a matter of seconds at the tail end of the first, as Harvard with the mat return. Jaffe not just looking to cap this one off, he's looking to do it in style as he's got the takedown. It's 11-0, and Brown is searching for answers. At this point, it's pin or bust for Oswalt. And it's just been that kind of season at times for Brown, as when you look through their duels, they would have liked to have a couple better performances, particularly at the higher weight classes against the Drexel Dragons. That was one they fell just 19-15. Got their lone duel win against Davidson. Would have liked a little bit more against the Citadel way back in the Davidson duels in early January. But they knew that this was one that was going to come down to the wire, and it's a sport of such fine margins as we enter this third period. You can always ask yourself, what if? What if Colby Isabel didn't get called for that stall penalty that ultimately resulted in a 2-1 decision in favor of Leo Tarantino at 184? What if Lear Quinton doesn't get taken down with 10 seconds left against Alex Whitworth? It's so easy to second guess. You can really appreciate the battle at every single weight class. Another great day for Blake Saito. Gets another pin to his tally after falling behind. He was behind 5-1, if you remember, after an early takedown by Harrington and an early reversal in the second, but then quickly went escape point, takedown, pin to take Harrington down. So with 45 seconds left, looks like it's going to be Crook over McMonagle at 149 by technical fall. Saito by pin over Harrington for Brown at 157. Rothrock in an outstanding match for the Brown wrestler, taking down Joshua Kim by major decision at 165. As there's an escape point there, it's 14-1. We are in tech fall territory. There's a takedown, and that's going to be a technical fall. That will do it. 17-1 technical fall for Michael Jaffe. And he does take this one down in style. Takes 5 points. Harvard ends up winning this one 23-17. So to continue our final recap, and victory for Harvard at 149 for Crook, as well as 174 Canigliaro, 184 Tarantino, 197 for Whitworth. And then the big ones, Coleman Nogle at 133, and the capper by technical fall by Michael Jaffe at 141. Brown gets a win by pin for Blake Saito at 157. Rothrock's major decision at 165 over a ranked wrestler in Joshua Kim. Alex Semenenko at 285, as well as Michael Joyce at 125. So Brown battles hard, but ultimately falls by a final decision of 23-17. They drop to 1-10 on the season. Meanwhile, Harvard, they finished their regular season with their 4th dual victory. They improve to 4-6 as they head to EIWA play in 2 weeks' time. We will be right back here tomorrow to cap off the regular season. 3 o'clock, the first matchup will take place between the Pioneers of Sacred Heart and the Brown University Bears.